on this episode of American Ninja Warrior. The final round starts now. We're down to 15 competitors, but only the 10 best will head to Japan. But to reach Mount Midoriyama, these athletes must prove they have unparalleled strength, speed, agility, and most of all, the heart of a true champion. Who will climb to the top and who will be left in the sand?
Japan's ultimate test of speed, strength, and stamina has finally come to America. Now the nation's toughest athletes battle in a series of grueling physical challenges. Only 10 will survive and head to Japan to face the legendary Mount Midoriyama. Who has what it takes to become the first American Ninja Warrior?
We started with hundreds of challengers and all but 15 were eliminated. Now these elite survivors will face off in the final round, but the rules have changed. We've set up at the beach, and today the finalists will be squaring off in 2 punishing training challenges. The stakes have never been higher. For 5 of the competitors, the journey will end here.
Hello again, I'm Allison Hayslip.
And I am Blair Herder. Welcome to G4's American Ninja Warrior.
The training challenges are designed to test the 4 key skills the competitors will need to succeed in Japan: speed, strength, endurance, and agility. The athletes' times from both challenges will be combined, and the 10 fastest overall will receive the ultimate reward: a trip to face the legendary course at Midoriyama. Judging the competitors' every move will be 2 former Olympians, decathlete Paul Tarek and wrestler Henry Cejudo. Not only are these men world-class athletes, but they've both competed on the Ninja Warrior course in Japan.
The final battle begins right now.
Training Challenge 1 will test you on your speed, strength, and endurance. There are 10 blocks. You must rush to your color, grab the blocks, and set up next to your tire, 50 feet away. But you can only carry 2 blocks. And there's a catch. You will be hooked onto a bungee.
Let's get the training challenges started.
Today, our 15 athletes will be divided into groups of 3 and run the training challenges in 5 heats. In the first heat, Jupe Katana on the red course, Jeff Ida on the white course, and Brian Orozco on the blue course. And the guys are off sprinting. Remember, 50 feet from the tire to the cinder blocks, and the cinder blocks weigh 25 pounds apiece. This course designed to test these athletes, the limits of their strength and endurance. All 3 men neck and neck, setting a tremendous pace here. Remember, this is the first time the athletes have seen this course, so pace is a question. How will they approach this? Jeff and Brian pulling forward slightly, just a few steps in front of Jupe. Brian still sprinting all out as Jupe places his blocks down. Jeff having to use all of his body weight just to lean forward and push on that bungee cord to grab the blocks.
Nice job, guys. Come on.
Brian pulling ahead just a bit from Jeff, but Jeff not breaking his pace at all. Jupe, on the other hand, falling back quite a bit here. You can see he is drained already with more than 2 trips left to go. Hand strength failing for him at the moment. Orozco carrying his second slot. Oh, and we see Jeff fall here. His legs giving out from under him. He grabs his bricks and falls yet again. The man is exhausted. Brian Orozco also tired. You can see it in his face. Pure pain and determination here, ladies and gentlemen, as he grabs his final 2 blocks. Jeff coming up in the middle, approaching his last 2. Jupe struggling to get to his pile with still 1 more trip to go. Brian dropping his last 2 blocks and finishing with a time of 1 minute and 28 seconds. Jeff Ida falls again. Cannot make it without falling. Jupe Katana, the bungee cord clearly pulling back on him, has to drop to his hands and knees to grab his final 2 bricks. Jeff walking to the finish here. Just a few more feet. Drops his last 2 bricks and finishes with a time of 1 minute and 50 seconds. Jupe Katana right behind him, placing his final 2 blocks. But remember, they have to be placed perfectly. Jupe having to rearrange, losing precious seconds here. Will this affect him later on? And he finishes with a time of 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
Hey Brian, good job, buddy. Good work.
You gonna be good?
Oh, it's amazing how the 4th and 5th, so much tiring.
Thinking when my legs get too tired, I'm gonna crawl. Yeah, them things are sharp, huh?
Yeah.
First blood, man. That's got to be worth 5-point bonus.
Our next challengers, Sean Morris on red, Travis Furlonic on white, and Paul Darnell on the blue course. Our challengers off sprinting, setting an incredible pace here, approaching the first two cinder blocks. Now they've already seen 3 other challengers do this before, so there's going to be a little more strategy involved, having seen other people run it. All 3 men neck and neck, very close right now. Furlonic pulling forward just a little bit here in the second run. And Sean Morris grabbing his bricks. Sean having a very difficult time keeping up the pace in this heat. This is a very, very long race, and these men know that they've got to conserve as much energy as possible at the beginning to pull it through at the end. Travis Furlonic keeping a consistent pace here. Paul Darnell following behind him, and Sean Morris closely behind Paul Darnell. Travis showing no signs of wear whatsoever. However, the other 2 men slowing down quite a bit here. You can already see the pain on Sean Morris's face. Sean also using the put your arms through the brick to carry it technique. His hand strength already failed. Travis with a huge lead. Sean, you can see the pain in his eyes as he comes for his second to last blocks. Paul Darnell has slowed to a walk here. Now starting to pick the pace up a little bit. He can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Travis Furlonic approaching his final 2 blocks, with Paul Darnell and Sean Morris behind him. Oh, and Travis drops him, but recovers immediately, not losing much time there at all. As he approaches the final drop-off, Paul Darnell has slowed to a walk. Travis dropping his final 2 bricks and finishing with a time of 1:31. Sean Morris crawling to the final 2 cinder blocks. Paul Darnell finishing with a time of 1:37. Sean Morris digging deep, using every last ounce of strength and endurance to get here. Drops his bricks down. He has to rebuild his pyramid. This has got to be devastating for him as he loses precious seconds rebuilding. And he drops his final block with a time of 1 minute and 54 seconds.
Well, I feel my legs are jello. Just shot.
I don't know, dude. I don't train for endurance.
It was tough. A lot tougher than they thought.
Let's take a look at the standings after the first 2 heats. Brian Orozco set an impressive time of 1:28, followed closely by Travis Furlonic with 1:31 and Paul Darnell with 1:37. Coming in more than 10 seconds behind the leaders are Jeff Ida, Sean Morris, and Jupe Katana. Speed has never been more important, and only the 10 fastest challengers will earn the ultimate trip to compete in Japan.
Coming up on American Ninja Warrior, more finalists battle in the first training challenge. Will they be able to build a foundation for victory, or will their chances come tumbling down? Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior. We're at the beach, and the 15 finalists are battling for position in the first of 2 brutal training challenges. Currently, Brian Orozco holds the record time of 1 minute 28 seconds. In heat number 3, stuntman Rich King powered through with a time of 1 minute 42 seconds. Shane kept pace with him, but had issues trying to find a solid grip and finished with 1 minute 46 seconds. While Ryan Cousins literally had to pull himself along the sand with his arms and finally finished with a time of 2 minutes 7 seconds. Then in heat number 4, Kane Sinclair kept a solid pace and finished with a time of 1 minute 48 seconds, while Rick Welga had trouble staying on his feet and finished with 2 minutes 1 second. And coming in with the slowest time so far, Andrew Carson painfully finished with a time of 2 minutes 8 seconds. A ticket to Japan is on the line, so let's get back to the action.
You've been the fastest 2 days in a row, so there's got a little bit of pressure on you to keep that bar high.
Dude, bar schmar. I just want to not die hauling bricks from A to B.
And rounding out the final heat of the first training challenge is David Campbell on the red course, Levi Muhlenberg on the white course, and William Spencer on the blue course. The horn sounds and they are off. We are seeing an elite group of athletes here. Levi and David, veterans of Ninja Warrior in Japan. William Spencer posting the fastest time in the semifinals. All 3 men setting an incredible pace here, neck and neck. Racing to the second pickup. Spencer grabs his blocks. David Campbell seems to be having difficulty figuring out how to carry his. Levi and William pulling forward slightly. David bring up the rear, but they're still all keeping an incredible pace here. No one seems winded that much right now.
He doesn't have a lot of momentum to keep the bungee stretch. It's really
William drops his bricks but picks them up, loses no time. David Campbell still having difficulty carrying his blocks, also slowing down a ton. Levi Muhlenberg pulling ahead here, really blasting forward, digging deep using the last reserves of his energy. David Campbell just crawling through the sand for his blocks. This is not a good sign. He still has 2 trips to make. Just carrying these cinder blocks is one thing. Having to drag them through the sand has got to be incredibly difficult. Levi Muhlenberg pulling very far ahead of the other 2 challengers. William Spencer, you can tell he's digging deep here, running out of breath, running out of energy as he approaches his last 2 blocks. Levi just a few more feet. William Spencer following closely behind him. Levi places his last 2 and finishes with a time of 1:28. William Spencer right behind him. Oh, and we see David Campbell fall here as William places his blocks at 1:35. David Campbell cannot even get on his feet. His legs have given out. His hands have given out. The man clearly exhausted here, walking to the finish line. This is a huge surprise coming from this Ninja Warrior veteran. We did not expect to see this here. He's got to be disappointed, losing precious seconds that could cost him his trip to Japan. And he finishes with a time of 1 minute, 59 seconds.
Good job, you guys. Good job.
So hard.
Oh, you'll feel jacked up for like another 4 minutes.
Hey, Levi. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Looks like I could puke a little. Levi, it's gnarly.
After the training challenge, 4th place William Spencer collapsed from heat exhaustion and was taken to a nearby hospital for evaluation. He was later released, but because he could not complete the 2nd challenge, he was disqualified.
Let's check out the standings after the first training challenge. Brian Orozco and Levi Muhlenberg easily locked down the fastest times of all the finalists. The competitors with the slowest times are now at serious risk of being eliminated. The only way they can avoid that fate is to put up the fastest times during the 2nd challenge. That means to survive, Rick Welga, Jupe Katana, Ryan Cousins, and Andrew Carson have their work cut out for them.
Coming up on American Ninja Warrior, which athletes have the speed, strength, and stamina to make the top 10? Welcome back to the finals of G4's American Ninja Warrior. The competitors have just battled through the first training challenge and must now focus on surviving the 2nd. As we've seen, the road to Midoriyama is nothing if not unpredictable. Mere seconds will determine who's headed to Japan. Let's get back to the action, where Olympic decathlete Paul Tarek is walking the competitors through the 2nd challenge.
The 2nd training challenge is going to consist of an obstacle course. It'll be 3 stages where 3 of you will be racing against each other. The first stage will be army crawling under a cargo net. After you come out from the cargo net, you're going to pick up this barrel. You're going to run with the barrel, carry it over top of these logs. You're going to set the barrel down to your right, and then you're going to race through the tires, hitting every tire and crossing the finish line at the end.
Good luck, guys.
Stepping up for the first heat, Shane Daniels on the red course, Ryan Cousins on the white course, and Rich King on the blue course. Off they go. The cargo net demands an incredible amount of arm and leg strength, and right now the guys are neck and neck. Ryan reaching the barrel first, as Rich does right after him. Shane approaching the balance log. Oh, and he slips off. He's gonna have to start over at the beginning. That could cost him a trip to Japan. Meanwhile, Ryan Cousins in the tire. Shane focusing on his footwork, and he finishes that obstacle as well. Rich King plowing to the finish line. Ryan Cousins right behind him. The mistake on the balance log really hurting Shane's time. He rolls in with a run of 31 seconds. In the 2nd heat, Sean Morris on the red course, Travis Furlonic on the white course, and Paul Darnell on the blue course. And off they go. It's very easy to get hung up under the cargo net. These guys having no problem with it though, as they all approach the barrels at the same time. Now on to the balance logs. They know that speed is an issue, but they've got to focus on these tires. They can't miss any, and they cannot use their hands. Oh, Travis catches himself, but does not use his hands, so he's allowed to continue. Paul finishes, and Travis right after him. Sean struggling here. Oh, and it looks like he misses a tire. He's gonna have to start over. This could be a huge, huge mistake as he approaches the obstacle for the last time. Moving a little slower here. He cannot afford to make another mistake. Already a huge time to make up, Sean crosses the finish line very disappointed at 46 seconds.
You destroyed the obstacle course the first 2 days, came out here today, had some struggles. How hard were these two training challenges compared to what you guys had already done?
See, they were just completely different. I don't do endurance. I do specifically useless climbing buildings, obstacle courses, that stuff.
In the third heat, Andrew Carson gained ground at the balance log and jumped through the finish with 25 seconds. Right on his heels was Kane Sinclair with 26 seconds, and Rick Welga trailed with 28 seconds. Then in the fourth heat, Jupe Katana knew he needed an excellent time if he had any hope of making it to Japan. He blazed through the course with 24.2 seconds, followed by Brian Orozco with 24.6 seconds, and Jeff trailed behind with 27.8 seconds. Now, for the fifth and final heat, with William Spencer out of the running, it's two Ninja Warrior veterans going head-to-head. David Campbell on the red course and Levi Muhlenberg on the white course. Can either one beat the course record of 24 seconds? The horn sounds and they are off. David getting hung up immediately on the cargo net. Levi, on the other hand, having no problem lifting the barrel over his head, approaching the balance log. David a few seconds behind him. Both of these men have been to Japan before. They know what it takes to get there. Levi, a little bit of a stumble, but he recovers nicely, keeping his legs high, the technique that has worked for everyone else. Levi blasts through the finish line. Meanwhile, David makes a huge mistake. This could cost him his trip back to Japan. Surviving this obstacle once is punishing. Going through it twice must be unendurable. And he crosses the finish line at 40 seconds.
All right, David, coming into the finals, you posted some of the fastest times on the obstacle course. However, the two challenges today, a little bit of struggling. How do you think you stand right now?
I'm a little worried. It's because I basically had to do the final section of this course twice because my hand touched the sand right on the last barrel.
Still to come on American Ninja Warrior. Who's got a ticket to Japan? We announce the names of our top 10 athletes next.
Welcome back to the finals of American Ninja Warrior. We're at the beach and just watched as 15 amazing athletes battled it out in two grueling challenges. The times from both challenges have been combined, and the athletes with the 10 fastest times will get a trip to Japan. Let's find out which 10 are on their way to Mount Midoriyama.
Congratulations, guys. You have finished.
As you guys know, we only have 10 spots. So without further ado, the first person traveling with us to Japan with the fastest time of the day at
1 minute 53 seconds combined.
Brian, congratulations. You are coming with us to Japan, my friend.
Our second ticket to Japan with a time of 1 minute and 54 seconds, Levi.
Well done, Levi. Joining Brian and Levi with 1 minute and 58 seconds, Travis, congratulations. You are coming with us, my friend.
Our fourth ticket to Japan with a time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, Paul.
Number 5 with a time of 2 minutes and 7 seconds, Rich, congratulations. You are coming to Japan, my friend.
With a time of 2 minutes and 14 seconds, it's Kane.
All right, guys, the 7th person coming with us to Japan with a time of 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Shane, please step forward.
Our 8th ticket with a time of 2 minutes, 18 seconds is Jeff.
All right, guys, as you can see, we have 2 spots left. The second to last person with a time of 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Jupe, congratulations. Step on up.
Okay, with the time of 2 minutes and 29 seconds, Rick. To remaining 4, Sean, Ryan, Andrew, and David. We hate to say it right now, your journey is over. We have to ask you to leave us. Guys.
Gentlemen, congratulations. You are the 10 chosen to go to Japan. Mount Midoriyama awaits.
We are gonna see which one of you has what it takes to be the first American Ninja Warrior.
This triumph is just one more step towards achieving total victory. But their journey will now continue halfway around the world on the legendary Ninja Warrior course in Japan. Mount Midoriyama awaits. Which one of these 10 Americans will claim the title of American Ninja Warrior?